Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I'm really excited today to announce to you guys that we have cracked 500 subscribers. Round of applause for everybody who subscribed. Thank you so much, guys. Before we go any further, I do want to remind everybody to please subscribe to my channel. All proceeds go to a good cause, aka me right here. I don't actually make any money off this channel. It actually just gives me more encouragement to keep making content. Sometimes there are feelings of speaking to the wall or to an empty crowd, but ultimately we will carry on with what we have been doing on this podcast for the past 8, 9, 10 months. We're almost at 600 subscribers, and 600 subscribers in 10 months is a significant amount of subscribers. So thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. One last thing I say before I get into today's conversation is the title change of this podcast. It first started off as Trayvon Colby. I thought that might be a little confusing because, first of all, most people can't spell my name right. And I just got irritated and tired of trying to explain to people how to spell my name and literally spell it out for them and then still spelling my name wrong. So I then changed the podcast to Mindful Thinking, and I felt as if that didn't roll off the tongue good. Mindful Thinking Podcast. Surely there's something better. The Mind Dump Podcast, all capitalized, is what we're at now, guys. And I think it's here to stay. So thank you so much for subscribing to the Mind Dump Podcast. Now, this video today is not hopefully going to be as long as the others, but it's going to have some good content in it. So make sure you guys stay tuned, right? Ultimately, guys, doing what makes you happy is what we aim for. Doing what's going to make you successful, guys. Even when others do not see your vision, even when others are not paying attention to you. Continuing to stay steadfast in your own work, your own practice, and remembering that you're on a different journey than everyone else, right? And I was just having a little conversation in class with someone. They were saying how they're so nervous. They post stuff on TikTok occasionally, but they're so nervous to post elsewhere because they feel like they'll get judged or other people might have something to say about them. Guys, I can tell you from personal experience, especially with this YouTube channel, that people genuinely do not care what you're doing. People I see on a daily basis don't even tell me, good job, thank you, I watched that video. People that you would think would care the most, care the least about what you do. It's more or less people from halfway across the world, people from somewhere you're not even familiar with, look up to you and idolize you as their person, as someone you can be a role model to. People who know you the best care the least about what you have going on. And that's not to say that they don't care about you. They just aren't as invested as someone who genuinely wants to know about you, right? Why do I think this happens? Honestly, I think this happens because when you know someone and you're in such proximity to them that everything they do is kind of like you expect it already. There's no excitement. There's no reason to go keep up with their YouTube channel. You see them always. It's almost like going to a magic show and seeing how magic works, right? And Drake talks about this in one of his songs. I forget which one it is. I think it's Emotionless. He says something about meeting your role models is like seeing how magic works. It's kind of less exciting to see the person you've been idolizing in human form. You take the idolization out of them, the God out of them, and see them for who they really are, which to a lot of people can be underwhelming, right? The last thing I want to say about that is you can write the book, but you can't control the narrative. And this is just a thought that came to my head. Another one of these Trayvon quotes. Guys, whatever you do in life, don't be scared to put yourself out there. People are going to say what they want. People are going to think what they want. Good, bad, in between, or maybe even nothing at all. You can write the book, but you cannot control the narrative. You can say everything right. People still will have criticism. You can say everything wrong, and people still will have criticism. You can say nothing at all, and people will judge you for not doing anything. No matter what you do, guys, you're going to be judged. Don't be afraid to do what you enjoy doing. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And that's not to say that you can't do things wrong. It's to say that doing something is better than doing nothing. And doing nothing because you're scared of what others may think is even worse than doing nothing. It's almost like having a gift to the world and not giving the world that gift because you're scared the world might not receive it the way you want it. And I've really tried to work on this recently by understanding that maybe everything I think, maybe the universe, maybe God, maybe the world, whatever it is, gives me these thoughts as a medium to talk through, as a message, as I'm just the host of the actual message trying to be portrayed by a higher power. And that's not to pedestalize myself. I do not think I am any better than anyone. I just think that maybe I'm a fluent speaker. Maybe I'm a good talker. And so using me for things that need to be said might be what the universe wants to do. And so I hold my position and I say what I feel in my heart. And I think that's the most important thing. Understanding that everyone has their own skills, and the universe, God, uses everyone differently. Now, I'm not the type of person you want to bring your car to if the transmission isn't working. I don't know how to fix a transmission. I can change the oil in my car. I can't fix a transmission. I can't rewire a house. And I'm hardly good at math. But I am good at talking. I am good at public speaking. But I'm even more nervous about talking in front of a small crowd than a large crowd. Is that sometimes the most criticism comes when you're in a room not so crowded, when it's just you and maybe one or two people. But also that's when the best conversations start. That's when the most personality comes out, is that you get to see people for face value. Who are you really? And that's what I like to do with people, is I like to see them for face value. I don't care about fitting in. Neither should you. I don't care for following the newest social media trend. And a lot of times I can be anti-structure, anti-authority, anti-frameworks. Like, I don't like structure. I like to freely exist, freely think, freely operate, and use trial and error to go about my processes. I just perceive that oftentimes people who give structure aren't as structured themselves. Or even worse, the people who give structure don't have to operate in the same structure that they're giving. That they're telling you how to operate, but they can't operate fluently in the structure they're giving. With that, guys, create your own structure. Be yourself. Don't be scared to put yourself out there. Right? Understand that there are things you can do right and there are things you can do wrong, and some things are just unique to you. You do some things because that is who you are. That there is no right or wrong sometimes. That others' opinions don't matter. that ultimately you get where you want to go by being who you're meant to be and who you really are. You will never get where you want to be by imitating someone else, by being someone else's clone. Because no two are exactly alike. There's always something special about every single person. Right. As always, guys, like, subscribe, comment down below. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.